I will trust that you guys will.
Okay, and if
make
you
sure
guys,
everybody gets one.
on your lunch hour at 1 o'clock tomorrow, if you see us out here, we can use all the bodies because they're pulling our permits. And we're going to be risking,
no food, no liquids on detector.
we're going to be risking arrest today.
Okay.
But tomorrow during the day, if we have a lot of unions coming out. We have a lot of support in the community. If it's not, I mean, Friday at 1 o'clock. If it's weather like this, we could be in trouble with people coming out. But we have hopefully thousands of people to come out to show their support for what we're doing, and that'll lessen the chance of police brutality against us in the middle of the night when the permits run out. So if you could just I know you're not going to make an announcement over your loudspeaker at work, but if you know anybody else who supports what we're doing, and they have lunch hour at 1, just tell them to take a little stroll out. They're not going to get in trouble at 1, but just the more bodies we have out here at 1 o'clock, it'll send a very clear message to the city. And the way it's worked in other cities, if one person gets arrested, 2 more show up and continue. So we don't want to set a precedent, but we're ready to. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And what's your name?
My name's Heather.
Heather, thank you so much for the donation.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
People are hungry and there's tired.
I've got some poles that are just somehow there, so they're meant for you guys.
Nice.
But I think that I'm hoping to help you guys.
The American people pull through again. The great American people.
Do you guys need any umbrellas? Do you need any ponchos?
Oh, ponchos would be great.
Ponchos?
Yes, ma'am. As many as you can get.
Yeah, ponchos.
Umbrellas or
like batteries, like AA, AAA, D.
batteries?
Yeah.
What else do you guys need? Maybe I could come by tomorrow with some stuff. And do you guys need any laundry done? I'll take it home and do it.
Nice.
Yes, we need laundry done, and also the other thing we can use is like long extension cords, like 25 foot, 50 foot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get a piece of paper and write some stuff down. But yeah.
Ma'am, what made you donate this stuff today to Occupy Cleveland?
About 2 weeks ago, I saw online Occupy Cleveland. Something went click. I gotta be there. I gotta help support the cause.
Well,
simple as that.
The great American people pull through again. I love you. God bless you, man.
The other thing that you had told me about power cords.
Yeah, like long extension cords and power strips,
Power strips.
Sir, what made you what motivated you to come down and donate to Occupy Cleveland?
These people are doing good work. They're helping to expand the debate on what's wrong with our economy in this country and in the whole world. And I can't come down here and stay here every day, but the very least I can do is make it easier for other people to.
So they're going to ask where they're going, right? Again, this depends on us telling them, right? So if we're really good at organizing and we can be internally cohesive, setting out plans in advance are, unnecessary, right? And that gives us a tactical advantage, depending on what you're trying to do, right? I mean, if you're trying to have a mass march, then that's sort of necessary, right? If you're trying to accomplish something with a direct action, then it's absolutely not, and we have to keep that in mind. The next thing they're going to ask are, what are possible targets, okay? So what are things that have been targeted in the past? And this leads to the really funny situation. So like in DC, for instance, like Starbucks stores tend to get their windows smashed out at, demonstrations in DC. So you run into this really funny situation where you're marching through downtown DC and there's like 60 cops surrounding a single Starbucks because that Starbucks had its windows broken 3 years ago, right? And literally when they're determining what are possible targets, they're literally looking at this store, right? This recruiting station. What?
Any incidences of vandalism or any
I haven't been here since the inception. Yeah, I mean, generally in the occupation movement that hasn't happened, right? But that targeting doesn't necessarily mean property destruction. Targeting means things like, are you going to pick it outside of a Verizon store, right? Are you going to target like a bank building, right? PNC or Huntington or something like that, right? And during actions, they'll guard those things really heavily. Actually, let me move my bag out. Sorry. Next thing they're going to ask is, what is the worst possible scenario? So if everything goes to shit, what's going to happen, right? Now, one of the things that's operationally important about what happened in Pittsburgh during G20 is that 9 o'clock at night, they ran out of gas for their vehicles, right? Now, what's important isn't just that they couldn't chase us down anymore, because that was also kind of cool. But what was specifically important about that is what that signals to someone like me is that they had gotten enough gas to be able to deal with their worst possible scenario, and we exceeded that in about 6 hours, right? Total force deployment. I mean, we're talking 6,500 police in a single neighborhood, 101st Airborne setting up checkpoints, one neighborhood in the University District.
What the hell do they think they're going to be up against?
Well, the students took over their campus. The students were rioting, right? This is G20, yeah.
Oh, that was like being on a movie set in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it was ridiculous,
It was
yeah.
absolutely ridiculous show of
National
force.
Guard shooting flares at you 3 blocks down the street. And
With machine guns hanging from all the bridges. They had gun turrets going up and down the river. They had lined our parade route on the downtown side, wall-to-wall riot gear cops they brought in from places as far away from Florida.
Arizona
also, and I mean they had that place locked down.
And so, but if you think about that, this is the effect that direct action can have even before it happens, right? This was how they were preparing for what might occur. And they still didn't accurately determine the worst possible scenario. That they were determining that based on what had happened at the Republican convention in 2008, but because the tactics totally changed, we exceeded that within about 6 to 8 hours, right? And that's important. Even with 6,500 police, we exceeded capacity, right? It's not undoable. It's totally possible. It's just a matter of the situation, right? So the next thing they're going to ask is, where and when are they going to disperse, right? Again, their goal is to get you off the street, to restore normalcy, right, as they put it. So where and when are they going to disperse? Again, this determines that, A, we know that, right, that we have closed actions, right, that we have endpoints to our own actions and we don't continue to just operate in situations, right? But it also depends on us saying that, right? Not unless you're trying to fight for food. Or if you're trying to get large crowds of people, you have to put out flyers, right? And really, again,